Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Team Builder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Today is senior day here at the Hornets Nest, the final regular season game here of Season 16. Not only just the final regular season game this season, but the final regular season game and the final home game of the entire series. So this is the last time we will play at the Hornets Nest, which is pretty wild. Westlake has a lot to play for today as we try to clinch their second straight undefeated season. The only team in their way is the 6-5 Florida Gators, who are still fighting for their bowl hopes. So of course, it's no secret that this is the last season of a Westlake dynasty, and I picked us to end in Season 16 all the way back last summer because I knew that the senior class was going to be stacked, or at least it was supposed to. The only problem is all those guys from the Season 11 recruiting class are in the NFL. I was excited to see guys like Bob Adams, Keith Fleming, Marsucio Alteron, Richard Rivers Jr., and guys like that have their senior days today, but they are all in the pros. Now, Westlake does still have a few talented seniors on both sides of the ball. Wide receivers Mo Rogers, Noah Cox, guard Kyle Harris, defensive tackle Sheldon House, punter Mike Jenkins, and kicker Zebediah Phoenix II. So those are the 6 seniors on the roster who will be recognized today. We'll hopefully get to see all of them make a strong impact in this game, as Westlake will start on offense. Anthony Cortez III looking to throw, and he goes up the middle for the senior wideout, Maurice Rogers, the only 99 overall player on this roster. And Mo Rogers has really played well in recent weeks. It's been really fun to see him improve throughout his collegiate career. 3rd and 11, AC3 looking to throw it. He gets it to Lamar Gallagher for the first down. All year I've been thinking that Lamar Gallagher is a senior, and we've been recruiting tight ends like crazy, but Gallagher's only a redshirt junior, which is pretty nice that he will be back on the roster next year. 3rd and 9, tough pass for Isaiah Thomas, the redshirt freshman. And so far, it's the passing game that's getting going early. Westlake's offense had their worst game of the year last week against BYU, but their defense played so well, that's why they won. Here's Tazwell Hubbard into the end zone for a touchdown, and the Westlake Hornets will strike first. Hubbard was really quiet last week against the Cougars, but he's going to make an early impact today as it's 7-0. Here's an EA Sports Studio update. This game isn't totally relevant to ours, but hey, it's an upset. Unranked UCF beats ranked USF, so that's fun. Here's the Florida Gator offense. This is a run-first unit led by true freshman quarterback Scott Cox, along with a few other talented running backs, as it's Russell up the middle for a gain of 16. Not a great play by Justin Graves, the junior corner, who of course has had a rocky season, but he has played a lot better in recent weeks, and he's one of the main reasons why the defense has really improved as of recently. Cox on the option tosses it for Williams, who shrugs past Onwosu, and there he goes down the field, a long touchdown run for Tyson Williams, and the Gators are going to try to make this a game. This is not going to be some easy candy canes and lollipop senior day for Westlake. No, this Florida team is tough. I understand that they haven't lived up to their own expectations this year, but they've got some talent, and they're going to try to make this a tough one. Matt Miller loses 4 or 5 on the play, wrapped up by Greg Hayes. Not a great play for the Westlake rushing attack there. The offensive line was really bad last week against BYU, and that was not a good showing there. 3rd and 14, Kadarius Franklin gets around 10. Nice stop by Florida. And they will now get an opportunity to force a punt, get the ball back, and try to possibly take the lead here late in the first quarter with about 2.5 to go. Tyson Williams in motion as Cox is going to toss it back to Williams. He had the touchdown on the last drive. This one will not go to the house, but it is still a long run. And so far, Tyson Williams has been really impressive for the Gators. 2nd and 5 now for Florida. Their offense has been very impressive today as Cox gets smothered in the backfield by the true freshman cornerback Khalil Onobanjo, who had a pick 6 a couple weeks back against Army. And it is now 3rd and 8 for the Gators. I'm sure they'd love to keep the drive going. Cox looking to throw it, and he finds a wide open Ray. That was bad coverage by Lou Burt's Roy. I think Roy was supposed to cover him. Instead, he tried to rush the passer, and well, that decision backfired pretty heavily. So Florida now has it in the red zone with a chance to actually realistically take the lead. It's going to be another option, and Cox gets smothered on the play. Winston Johnson, the junior linebacker, brings him down, and it's now 3rd and 10 for Florida. We'll see if Westlake can get a stop here, try to force a field goal. Cox going to look to pass it. He gets it to Williams. That probably could have been a first down, but he dropped the ball. Nice hit by Joko Onwosu. So the field goal unit will come out. The kick is good. So with seconds remaining in the quarter, Florida will take a 10-7 lead. And as I said, this is not going to be some rollover victory for Westlake. This is going to be a tough fight, and Westlake's going to have to earn their undefeated season. This will probably be the final play of the first quarter. Cortez hands it off for Tazewell Hubbard. Hubbard is a few blocks, makes a move. Nice run by Tazewell Hubbard to get the first down. And that will conclude the first quarter. Not a great start for Westlake as they're down 10-7. The offense has been fine. It hasn't been bad, but it hasn't been great either. Defensively, the Hornets appear to have taken a step back. Westlake has only allowed 13 points combined in their past 2 games, but they've already allowed 10 here in the first quarter. So let's start the second quarter off. Matt Miller with the ball. He has blocks. Down the field inside the 30. A great run for Matt Miller. And Westlake continues to pound the rock as this is one of the best rushing teams in college football, of course, led by the dynamic duo of Miller and Hubbard. Back to Hubbard. He has wide open space. It is off to the races for a Westlake touchdown. Tazewell Hubbard with his second score of the game. And the Westlake Hornets are back on top. It's now 14-10. We've got another EA Sports Studio update as the 2 rivals, Ohio State and Michigan, facing off. The Wolverines currently up 3-0. Both teams 8-3. Both teams do not appear to be contending for a national title, so that game doesn't really have a ton of impact on the Hornets either. 3rd and 5, Christensen gets the carry. He only gains 3, so Westlake's defense gets a much-needed stop. The defense needed to gain some momentum. Now the offense has it with an opportunity to break the game open. Cortez on 2nd and 13 is going to scramble with it. And look at AC3 go. A nice first down run to about the 25-yard line. And it seems like the Hornets are now really starting to catch their stride. They were not outstanding in the first quarter, but it feels like they've really figured some things out now. First down, Cortez is sacked and he fumbles the ball. And it's picked up by Powell for the Gators. A huge turnover for Florida. That was Johnson who got in the backfield and got the sack. Lonnie Johnson leads college football with 11.5 sacks this year now. A costly turnover for Westlake. Florida needed to get some momentum back, and they do exactly that right there on that play. So the Gators will get the ball now. Scott Cox with it, and he gets the first down run, getting about 12. Florida moving the ball fairly nicely down the field at the moment. And now it is 2nd down and 9. Cox running backwards, tries to stay up, and he fumbles it. I think that was Achebe who had the force, and the big senior defensive tackle, Sheldon House, picks it up. I think they might actually credit that to Lubert's Roy. It was kind of hard to tell who forced the fumble. Yeah, I guess that was Roy. But there were like 3 or 4 players who hit him. He managed to stay up, and then Lubert's Roy comes flying in, and now the Gators turn it over. Not a lot of time left in the first half. Hornets trying to strengthen the lead as Matt Miller gets a nice run. Both Miller and Hubbard have gotten off to a great start today. Miller's had a few nice carries. Tazewell Hubbard has scored twice. Now it's 2nd and 2 for Westlake from around the 37. Hornets still have all 3 timeouts as it's a pass for a wide open Matt Miller. Nobody in sight of him, and he gets about 20 to bring Westlake into the red zone. Now it's 2nd and goal. Hornets trying to make it a 2-score lead. They have an easy opportunity to do exactly that, and it's Tazewell Hubbard who punches it in. Hubbard has the hat trick. 3 touchdowns here in the first half for the redshirt sophomore, and it is now 21-10. The Hornets now up by 2 scores. Florida has it back with not a lot of time left in the half. About 17 seconds as Scott has it, breaks the tackle. Cox still alive, gets the first, and he fumbles it again, and it's picked up by Russell Inker Jr., and Westlake has it inside the 50 with about 10 seconds to go in the half. Florentino Phoenix forced the fumble. Both teams are really getting sloppy with the turnovers. Now the booth would review it, and as you can see, Cox hits the ground before the ball comes out. So this play is going to be reversed. A massive break for Florida, And now with 10 seconds, they have an opportunity to try to take a shot or two downfield and maybe get some points before the end of the half. So we'll see if Florida can take advantage of this opportunity. Cox looking to throw it on first down, having trouble finding someone, and it is intercepted! Oh my God, what a catch by Lou Burns-Roy! One-handed, snagging the interception. That's one of the best defensive plays of the entire series. Holy smokes! Are we sure Odell Beckham has not joined this Westlake defense? My Lord! Incredible defense by Roy to not only bait the quarterback into going in his direction, but to make that incredible one-handed interception. Just a beautiful grab by Roy. So Florida turns it over after all. Now there's only 1 second left in the half. 3rd and 1. Westlake is pretty much just going to have to take a shot downfield. Cortez scrambling under a lot of pressure. Heaves it up, and it is intercepted by Harris. So that'll do it for the first half. Both teams turned it over twice within like the final 3 or 4 minutes of the half. That's pretty remarkable, I've got to say. So Westlake does own a 21-10 lead. It has not been a perfect first half performance for the Hornets, but as long as they can keep this trajectory and hold on, then the Hornets should have no problem finishing this season undefeated. And remember, I should have mentioned this earlier, but since Westlake is in the Independence Conference, they don't have the conference championship. So this is Westlake's last chance to prove to the committee that they belong in the national championship, which if Westlake wins, we will find out after the game if the Hornets make it. Cox loses 2, hit hard by Lou Burns-Roy. Roy with an incredible start to the game. I know he had that one bad play in coverage earlier, but other than that, Roy has been phenomenal today, and he's been the best player on this defense all year. 3rd and 13, Cox with nowhere to go. He is sacked by the sophomore Jabari Achebe, his 8th sack of the year. Although Achebe has not been as good as he was as a freshman, he had 15 sacks last year. Achebe is starting to play his best football here down the stretch. Hornets back on offense. Cortez with a tough pass for Mo Rogers, the senior. Rogers has had a really solid game today. Although the pass game hasn't been super busy, Anthony Cortez hasn't had to do a whole lot today. Maurice Rogers has looked quite good. 1st and goal now for the Hornets. AC3 keeps it himself, and he's going to waltz into the end zone for a Westlake touchdown. It is now a 3-score game. 21 unanswered points for Westlake. And with 4:37 left in the 3rd quarter, Florida still has a shot, but their chances of winning this game are running out. The Gators can still make a bowl game with a loss, but at 6-6, you never really know if they're going to get in. So Florida has it back. Cox with the handoff has the first down. A nice run by Scott Cox, and it seems like the game plan for Florida today has been mainly to run options, but Cox is really trying to win this game himself. He isn't giving his teammates a ton of opportunities with the ball. It's just him trying to run with it, and it's not working as he fumbles it again. Florentino Phoenix forced it, recovered by Joko Onwosu, and Westlake gets the ball back as Cox's pretty poor performance today continues. That was looking like a nice run too, but Phoenix forced the ball out. That looks like a clean fumble too. I don't think he was down before the ball came out. Neither the booth nor Florida would review it, so Westlake gets it back with an opportunity to strengthen the lead even further. 2nd and 8, Cortez, tough pass up the middle again for Maurice Rogers, who gets a nice first down play, and Westlake's offense is having no problems moving it down the field at the moment. First down now from around the 28-ish yard line. Cortez looking to throw it, but he has no time at all. He is sacked for a loss of 7 yards by Dallas Young. Westlake's pass blocking still has not been great today. Although the run blocking is looking better than it was a week ago, the offensive line still is not on their A game. 3rd and 11, Cortez under a lot of pressure. It's a short pass for Tommy Taco, who gets about 9. So that'll bring out the field goal unit. Here's the senior kicker, Zebediah Phoenix II, who has only missed 1 kick this entire season. That one will go through for a nice field goal from roughly around, I would say, 37 yards. And Westlake is now up 31-10, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. It's been all Westlake since the 1st quarter. Florida was up after quarter number 1. And yeah, things have really gone downhill since for the Gators. Let's go to the 4th quarter now, 21-point game. We'll see if Westlake is able to hold on. Early 3rd and 7 for Florida. Cox looking to throw it. He gets it to a wide-open Ray, who does get the first down. Gain of 14 yards for Brian Ray, and Florida's going to move the chains. following play for the Gators. Scott Cox under pressure, and he is going to be sacked again. It's another fumble. Sheldon House, the senior, with the force. It's picked up by Lou Burtz-Roy. So if you're counting at home, Scott Cox has turned the ball over 4 times today. 3 fumbles and an interception. Plus, he had the fumble that was called back. So it's just been tough sledding for the true freshman. And Westlake now has an opportunity to choose some clock and pretty much try to ice the game. First play of the drive is a big one here for Tazwell Hubbard, who has been fairly quiet in the second half after recording 3 touchdowns in the first half, but he still gets a nice gain. Westlake is in true clock mode, as you can tell. 2nd and 8. Anthony Cortez III with a strike from his senior Noah Cox. I think Westlake wants to get Cox involved. That's his first catch of the game. Considering he is a senior, Westlake wants to make this one a memorable one for him. About 5 minutes to go now. Maurice Rogers is the motion man. It's going to be a fake jet sweep. Handoff for Matt Miller. Miller with blocks inside the red zone to about the 11-yard line. A nice gain of 22 for Matt Miller. And the Hornets are very close to making this a 28-point game. 2nd and 8 now for the Hornets. Cortez, tough passes caught by Noah Cox for the touchdown. That is his first career receiving touchdown. I was curious how many touchdowns he had after this game in his career, and I was blown. My mind was blown to see that he has never scored in his collegiate career until that play. So congratulations to Noah Cox for finally finding the end zone. Florida has it back. Another sack for Westlake defense. That's the slot corner, Brennan Ralph, who makes the play. The Gators are trying to do some business down the field, but it is a 28-point game. Their chances are not looking great as Scott tosses it for Charles Christensen inside the 20. A nice gain wrapped up by Gordon Waters-Key. So it seems like Florida's offense is finally trying to get back on the board for the first time since the first quarter. 3rd and goal now. Under a minute to go. Cox is stopped. Clobbered by Lou Burtz-Roy, who has been all over the field today. Now it's 4th and goal at the 1. The Gators with one last shot to punch it in. Christensen in motion. Cox keeps it himself, and he is stopped again. Joko Unwosu brings him down. So with 55 seconds left, you would presume that this would be the game, right? Well, Westlake is trying to drive down the field. The reason is the Hornets want Zebediah Phoenix to get a touchdown. I know that's kind of wild since he's the kicker, but the Hornets really want to give him that opportunity, and that's not going to happen. Anthony Cortez is safetied in the end zone by Matt Williams. Florida scores for the first time since the first quarter. We really wanted to get Phoenix an opportunity to score a touchdown, but unfortunately, I don't think that opportunity is going to happen. So Florida gets it back with not a lot of time left. And that was an opportunity for Justin Graves. That should have been an easy interception. Had he caught that ball, Westlake could have, been in the red zone and gotten Zebediah Phoenix an opportunity to score. I mean, look at that. He jumped the route perfectly. That was right in his hands. I don't know how he missed that. Come on, Justin. You got to do better than that. 14 seconds now. Florida has it. Cox looking to throw it. And Lou Burtz-Roy gets one more sack for good measure. Roy with his 9th sack of the year, and that's how this game ends. A dominant game for Westlake. 38-12. The Hornets finished this game on a 31-2 run. Should have been 31-0, but circumstances. Now, this episode is not over. Normally, we would show stats and end it here. But, as I said, we're going to find out Westlake's fate if they make the national title. Remember, as I said, the Hornets do not have a conference championship game. Shout out to Lou Burtz-Roy, by the way. 13 tackles, 4 for a loss, a sack, and an interception. Anyway, so we're going to see what Westlake's final ranking is. We're going to see who they play in their bowl game. Presumably the national title game, you'd think. But since the Hornets do not have a conference championship game, maybe the committee will favor teams who do play in a conference championship game. So let's take a peek at the rankings at the moment. So obviously Westlake is number 1. Currently number 2 is Virginia Tech. Rutgers is 3. Imagine Rutgers making the natty. Army, Georgia, Stanford, Oklahoma, Cal, Alabama, and Michigan round up the top 10. I don't think we really have to worry about anybody outside of those maybe top 5 teams. We're going to simulate to the conference championship week, and all those teams won. Virginia Tech, Rutgers, Army, Stanford, they all won their final games. So we have a few conference championships to watch. The American game with number 3 Rutgers. The ACC championship game is the big one as Virginia Tech takes on number 4 Army. So what I think happens is if Virginia Tech wins, we'll probably play Virginia Tech. If Army and Rutgers win, I think it's a toss-up. We would more likely play Rutgers, but I don't think that's a guarantee. If Virginia Tech and Rutgers both lose, we play Army. The only way we don't make the national title game, I think, is if both Virginia Tech and Rutgers win, and if the BCS committee prefers them. So let's simulate forward. The Heisman Trophy winner is Hawaii quarterback Joe Brady. We do not have anybody in the top 5. Tazewell Hubbard was in the running for a little while this year, but after that BYU game, he dropped out. So we do have some awards. Lou Burt's-Roy taking in the Nagurski and the Bednarik. Kyle Harris wins the Outland. Elton Smith wins the Remington. Lou Burt's-Roy wins the Linebacker of the Year award. Joko Nwosu wins the Jim Thorpe. And here we go. The moment of truth. The Westlake Hornets are in the Natty, and we're ranked number 2. I don't know why we dropped, but whatever. We're going to be taking on number 1, 13-0, Virginia Tech. They beat Army in the ACC championship game. Rutgers did beat Memphis, by the way. So the committee pretty much had to choose between us 3, and they feel that us and Virginia Tech are the 2 best teams in the nation. Let's take a look at the Hokey Pokeys real quick. They're a really good squad. Their top player is senior running back Keenan Horn, who has been outstanding for the Hokies the past 3 seasons. This year, he had over 1,800 yards and 21 touchdowns, finishing 4th, I believe, in the Heisman race. But he's not the only skill player on this offense we have to worry about. Their backfield is absolutely loaded, and they have another 1,000-yard rusher in junior Javon Carter. At quarterback, they have a talented senior in Kenneth Kane, who's been very efficient this year, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. These 2 offenses are very similar. Both us and Virginia Tech have 2,000-yard rushers, although Matt Miller doesn't have 1,000. He's like 4 or 5 yards away, so he'll get there. 2 teams with very similar quarterbacks, guys who are mobile and efficient. Now, defensively, Virginia Tech is great. They are the number 3 defense in yards per game, number 4 in rushing defense, number 7 in passing defense. Our defense has not been great this year, but we have played well down the stretch. And not to mention, these are the 2 highest scoring offenses in college football. So I think it's fair to say the committee made the right choice. I think these are the 2 best teams in the country. That'll end today's episode. Next time, the final battle, the national championship against number 1 Virginia Tech. Can Westlake complete college football history and get the 3-peat? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a good one. Peace.